It is May 29th, and I am so happy to say that my very first dahlia from seed has bloomed this morning. I'm so excited to come out. Just since this morning, since the sun came up, it has opened even more. I'll be giving you a closer look. But this is from the Cut and Come Again Dahlia blend from Botanical Interest. So if you're looking to grow dahlia from seed, maybe to just save on some money, I'll tell you how it worked out for me. And I don't know if it works this way for everyone, but I think 2 or 3 seasons ago, I bought the packet of seeds and I direct sowed them into the ground with no luck at all. I didn't know what to expect. I knew even less about dahlia than I know now, and I really don't know very much. This is all just an experiment. So I sowed them and forgot about them, and I didn't see any pop up at all. The next year I took a few and sowed the seeds into the little biodegradable pots by Jiffy, and they kind of wanted to germinate and then they just died back and I didn't see them again either. So this year I thought, let me take one more crack at it and see what happens. So I went ahead and germinated them in starter cells in the Bootstrap Farmer starter kit that I bought. Lo and behold, I got 4 out of 6 of the seeds that I sowed to germinate. And this is the first one to open. So I'm really very excited. I've got a few very beautiful, healthy plants here. It says they're perennial in our zone, which is zone 7, here in northwestern Burlington County, New Jersey. But yeah, so I didn't do anything special to it besides sow the seed in a more controlled environment, keeping it inside with everything else. I gave it light, and now they're doing beautifully. So let's take a close-up look at this flower in particular, and then I'll show you the other plants that germinated and are now thriving. So I'll be doing some research to find out exactly which type of dahlia this is. Maybe someone out there might know if you're a dahlia expert or you know, someone who loves to grow this flower. I know that there are so many types and varieties. I think there's even annual varieties, and in some zones you can have a perennial flower that's an annual because your winters are too hard. But we have relatively mild winters here, where we don't go into too deep of a freeze anymore, that is. But I assume that this is going to grow into a tuber, and it's going to need a little bit more TLC in the winter. But for now, I'll worry about that at the end of the season. Oh my goodness, it's still opening. It's absolutely beautiful. Wow, look at that stain. Incredible. Now, as you can see, I'm growing this dahlia in a pot, which, you know, I just transplanted over after it had a good bit of height on it. It was several weeks in the starter cell before I transplanted it out here in early May. And I went ahead and I gave it some companion plantings at the base of the pot, hoping to act as a natural mulch just to keep the soil moist from the blazing sun. So I did Oriental Nights Sweet Alyssum from Botanical Interest as well. And there is some Tiny Tim Sweet Alyssum from Botanical Interest. And they're doing a good job at keeping the soil moist. And I've even thrown a few other things in here. I think some, you know what, I've put so much stuff in these pots. It could be Gazania, it could be Gumfrina. I think that might be Gumfrina. And it's, you know, it's doing a good job at keeping the soil moist, but it is still a thirsty plant, and being in a pot, it needs to be watered every single day. These are the smaller pots that I bought from Costco. Actually, these were from last year. They went on clearance for 3 pots for $4. So have a look out for those, you guys, if you shop at Costco, because their pots, when they only have a few left, they go ahead and put them on sale. And in case you're wondering about the larger pot next to it, that was also from Costco this year in 2024. It's this year's edition. I have a Mexican sunflower that is doing much better in the pot than the same seeds that I sowed at the same time that are directly in the ground. And as companion flowers, there is parsley and dill and some fennel, all for the butterflies and the hummingbirds. And I'll tell you, these pots are working out really, really great with this combination. Now, here are the other 2 pots that I sowed of the Dahlia. I don't know what color they're going to be. You know, it's the blend, so it's just a surprise, you know, what kind of flower you're going to get. But let's see. This one's starting to get a little bit of a bud in there. No indication yet what it could be. I think it's probably going to be yellow or white, which is just fine with me. If that's the common flower that I got, is going to be yellow dahlia. Who can complain about that? And this one here is not showing any signs of buds yet, but look at the beautiful foliage. I'm keeping it nice and moist. Again, I didn't give it any fertilizer or anything special. I'm just keeping the base of the plants, the soil covered with the companions of the sweet alyssum. And I know I have gumfrina stashed in a few of these. There's probably some Mexican sunflower. You know, I can't remember because I always joke that I'm a squirrel and I have the best interest and the best intent to start everything organized, but I always run into a frantic situation and end up just throwing seeds in places and then I can't remember. In some cases I've been smart enough to label them. Like this is a combination of Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth and some gumfrina, and this is gumfrina as well. Now they're just all together nicely because I'm trying to create a little vignette of flowers to attract the pollinators. And I just wanted to show you a few other things that are blooming while I have you here. This is the Macarena zinnia, again sown from seed. This is a Baker Creek heirloom seed variety. Zinnia is usually pretty easy to grow. Oh, I just love the little golden threads that pop up on zinnias. Is this incredible or what? I can't wait. This is my first year growing this variety. And in this small pot, it was an experiment to do it in a small pot. I also have Persian carpet that should be doing something soon. As a matter of fact, I have a flower starting there. And these guys are showing buds. And I put more of the same varieties in this pot here. So we'll see how well they do. These were actually starter plants. These were seeds that I direct sowed. Now I have a lot of stuff coming up if you're interested in a What's Blooming tour while I have you here. So this is probably a good time to go over all of that with you. These are the petunias from Swallowtail. I can get the name for you. I think I saved the packet. They are really very beautiful and they're doing really great as a companion flower in these pots. So I have these petunias all over the garden. They hold on to the light late into the day as the sun is setting. And I just thought that the combination of the purple flower with the pale green leaf of the Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth, and then the amaranth's beautiful flowy flower that comes up, I thought that was really gorgeous. Now again, you see I have random pots that I started at the last minute. I had extra soil from our soil delivery, so I threw some gazania into a pot of its own, verbena, and the cardinal vines will go onto our giant obelisk. We'll be getting that area set up very soon. I have fennel and dill stashed everywhere. But oh my goodness, look at this beautiful combination of this frilly leaf mixed in with these beautiful flowers. And every day I'm seeing butterflies. I'm surprised there's not butterflies out here right now, but I assure you that the area does get full of them once the sun is high. And the hotter it gets, the more butterflies I see. I am grateful for these beautiful fluffy clouds today. It's giving me the opportunity to come out here and just have a little bit of a garden tour and assess everything that's going on. My goodness, these clouds are amazing. Now, I'm certain that there's someone that's going to come on and start screaming that they're chemtrails, but I don't think they are. That seems to be a common comment that we get whenever we show our New Jersey sky. And I'm not really sure why someone would need to say that all the time, but anyway, I digress. I love the big fluffy clouds. Really beautiful. And please excuse our weed situation, you guys. We can't seem to get a grip on it. Between working on our project this year, John hasn't been able to get out here, and they are just really taking a stronghold. So I think by this weekend, this whole entire area will be cleaned up though, because we normally like to keep everything nice and neat. But I wanted to show you all of my calendula that we saved from the trash can that got thrown away in error. These are volunteer zinnias. Oh, well, that one looks like it's going to be a polar bear zinnia that's coming up. I just pluck them out of the ground as they come up, like this one here. And I just go ahead and shove them into a place where I'd like to see zinnias, and either they're making it or they're not. They do best when you sow them and give them an enormous drink immediately thereafter, or even better yet, on a cloudy day. So lots of calendula, lots of zinnias. This calendula here starting to open. Wow, again, a volunteer that we just plucked out and put into the ground. Gorgeous. I think that this might be zeolites. Flower. But this pink cosmos here, when this cosmos started to die back last year, I looked at it and I started to cry because I couldn't imagine a day without coming out to see this pink cosmos. And I looked at it and I said, please come back to me. And that was in October, before it started to freeze, and it came back. It came back to me. I'm so excited. Now, this cosmos was from the Sensation blend. I'm just calling it Perfect Mauve Cosmos. And they do get bigger as they grow. And I captured the seeds from it, so I harvested seeds, saved them, marked it on an envelope, and I can attach a link for the little envelopes that I like to use from Amazon. And I'm so happy that I captured this seed and saved it, because this was one of my absolutely most favorite flowers of last year, and I'm certain that it will be this year as well. Love. This is apricota that I did start in advance. Now, most of these cosmos that you see were started in cells. I wanted to make sure that I knew if this one was going to germinate, because I suspected it would be like apricot lemonade and be difficult, but I didn't want to take a chance like I did with my cosmos and just never see them, because these guys are a little bit more expensive, but they have been blooming well. And so has is this the Red Dazzler? I think I have a ticket on the other side. I keep getting this confused with, oh no, you know what? This is Candy Floss. Really just pretty red. And then over here is Double Dutch Rose. Incredible. Now this I called Wink last year, and this again is from seed. This is from the Seashell blend of Cosmos, and look how it opens in this beautiful fluted shape, or funnels I should say. Really incredible. I called it Wink because the flower that I harvested from, it was kind of pink, but it was kind of white. And I started to say that I don't know if it's white or it's pink. And instead I said Wink. So Farmer John said, it's the Wink Cosmos. So that was how I labeled it. And I'm so happy again that I captured this seed so I could have it this year. Beautiful sweet peas are starting to open everywhere. I want to take you now and show you the sweet peas that are open like in abundance, that are fragrant and beautiful, and I'll tell you what varieties they are. Creamy yellow colored sweet pea is called Perfume Delight. I think that this is from Botanical Interest. Most of them are. I do have some from Baker Creek. It's not really perfuming yet, but it's still very pretty color. This is called Beaujolais. It's a very beautiful burgundy color. Really gorgeous. It's growing very tall, actually. I'm hoping that I can capture it in the light, but you know, initially this had no fragrance. Now it's a very beautiful fragrance. Wow, that is a beautiful sweet pea flower. Now this sweet pea is called High Scent, and true to its name, this is the most fragrant sweet pea in the garden so far. It has a very delicate honeysuckle, traditional, true, pure honeysuckle fragrance to it. I really think that this one might be my favorite. I love its delicate creamy color with the beautiful lavender color trim on its leaves. Oh, just standing here and smelling it. And when the wind blows it, you can smell sweet pea all through the garden. I will definitely grow this variety again. I did soak them overnight, and I direct sowed these in the fall. So they do need to cold stratify. So I kind of planted them, forgot about them, and hoped for the best. And this is what I got. Couldn't be happier. And this variety of sweet pea is called Bouquet Blend. The colors are just absolutely magnificent. I think this might be Farmer John's favorite. He loves the smell of it, which is, again, a completely different type of fragrance. It almost smells like a very faint, soft rose smell, to me anyway. But these colors, the palette is just so beautiful in the garden. And as soon as you turn the corner of the gate, you see them, you can smell them in the air. It offers a lot of varieties as far as color and appearance, and they are growing very tall. They really should be tied off right now, which is why we are growing them on the obelisk. And you can even cut these for bouquets. So we've just been bad gardeners because of our projects that are going on, but I do plan on staking this up today so it has longevity and so it doesn't get blown away in the storm. But that is just, I'm so happy that I grew the sweet peas this year. So anyway, you guys, as you can see, it's another glamorous day. I just wanted to make sure that I showed you the dahlias. I mean, this was, you know, sorry to have been misleading that you thought this was going to be more of a dahlia video, but oh, I just saw something open. I have to show you before I let you go. Here's my other Mexican sunflower in a pot. It's as tall as I am, and look, my first Mexican sunflower of the year. I am so happy because I know the hummingbird is going to be stopping here again. Now, let me find the best light for you. The hummingbird has been tooting by. It loves the salvia. It loves the petunias, but I know it's going to absolutely love the torch Mexican sunflower. This variety I grew from seed, from a plant that I bought at a farm stand last year, harvested the seed, and this is one of them. You can see it has a lot of buds that are about to happen. I do have this staked off with a very tall stake. It is in a pot, again, with all sorts of butterfly food for the eggs, or for the caterpillars, I should say. The plants are covered in eggs. So Anna Marie, if you're watching, here's my little butterfly food forest. I hope that I've done the right thing, and I hope that I've, you know, given them the right amount of food, and I'm hoping that everything that stops here is going to be happy to stay this year. And it's just going to be wonderful that I'll be able to see this from my kitchen window. And there's no bird feeders or no sugar for them. It's just real live flower nectar and everything that they need from nature. So I just walked by this beautiful yellow dahlia several times, and I keep whipping my head back to see it. And as you can see from some of the garden tours that we did, dahlias are very, very expensive. Even at Costco, they're expensive, and they're mixed into variety packs of planters. And you get a little pot with it, but looking at a little fuzzy bumblebee over in the salvia, very peacefully eating its nectar. It's so important that we give these nectars to the birds and the bees, you guys. Please consider growing some flowers today. It's so beneficial to your vegetable gardens and the environment that we have to renaturalize our backyards, and that just having these big grassy strips and maybe some shrubs is not enough. It's not good for the earth. Not to say that concrete patios are better, because they certainly are not. But instead of having thirsty, hungry grass that needs fertilizer and tremendous amounts of water, maybe you can find a way to create even a small garden that will help you to introduce flowers and different vegetables instead of just trying to grow grass. And the peace that you get from seeing a flower like this, and I'm busy staring at it through the viewfinder, is incredible. So once you get your groove, you know, I had fear of, you know, waste and not doing a good job trying to grow dahlia from seed. And as I said, I gave up on it after the second year, and I thought, this is too difficult for me. I'm not that good of a gardener. But it's just finding your way in the best growing habit that it wants. For me, it was to grow it in a small controlled container and then pot it up when it was the appropriate time after it had some leaves. The biodegradable pots did not work out for me. Direct sowing did not work out. Putting it in this 6-cell Bootstrap Farmer seed starting kit is what worked with grow lights. And I'm so grateful that I did. So anyway, if you want to see how well the other dahlias grow and what color they might turn out to be, as well as all of these beautiful cosmos and calendula and petunias and zinnias and everything that we have growing, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And please make some comments. We always love hearing from you guys. So right now I have to go and water the new garden, which you will be getting a tour of soon. Even though we have a rainstorm coming tonight, we have to make sure that everything gets a big drink where it needs it. And now when the flowers are about to bloom, we have to make sure they're very hydrated and that they get the appropriate amount of light that they need. Some flowers need more sun, some flowers need less, some need more water, some need less. I am trying to grow varieties that require less water, but let's face it, growing flowers requires water. And even though I'm not trying to grow a thirsty garden, I am, you know, weighing the balance between where I want to pour my water, and I will not pour my water into just lawn and grass. I will, however, water these beautiful flowers from the earth and make sure that the birds and the bees and all of our pollinators have plenty to feed on. Because just as I would water my tomato plants, I will water these flowers so I can give back to nature. Anyway, you guys, thanks so much for taking this little tour of flowers and I hope you're encouraged to grow some dahlia from seed so you can save a little bit of money. And the difference, before I let you go, and hopefully you're still here, look at the cost and compare the cost of buying a dahlia at the store and how much buying a pack of seeds and a bag of soil in a container will cost you instead. And this is like a child. I mean, watching it grow is priceless. So anyway, let's get a closer look as we take you out. Thanks again, you guys. I hope to see you in the next video.